Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation on our work, Hyperloglog Sketch Acceleration on FPGA. I am Amit Kulkarni, a former postdoc at Systems Group ETH Zurich. Let us begin with an outline. I will go through a brief introduction followed by motivation of our work, and then we will go through basics of the Hyperloglog algorithm. Next, we discuss the CPU-based Hyperloglog implementation followed by Hyperloglog profiling. An FPGA-based Hyperloglog implementation is discussed, followed by experiments and results. As a part of application, we will show the Hyperloglog implementation on an FPGA-based network interface card. And finally, I will wrap up the presentation with a quick summary. Introduction. In today's world, there exists an enormous amount of data generated by the tech giants such as internet companies, telecom companies in a streaming fashion. There exists useful information in the data hidden behind the screen. In order to fetch those useful information, certain data analytic procedures are used. The main aim of these procedures is to extract statistical properties of the streaming data. Some of them include cardinality, item frequency, data distribution, heavy hitters, and top K elements. Common to all these operations is the problem of space complexity. Due to the limited amount of memory available in the system, it is impossible to capture each data item for the analysis. In response to this challenge, the model of streaming data processing has grown in popularity. The aim is no longer to capture and store, but rather to process each data item quickly in order to create a summary of the current state. Following its processing, the data is dropped and is no longer accessible. The summary that is retained is often referred to as a sketch of the data. One such summary that is a basic property of the streaming data is the cardinality. So what is cardinality? Cardinality addresses the question of how many distinct data items are present in a data set or a multiset. For example, consider a multiset A. There are 4 unique data items in the set and therefore the cardinality is 4. For the multiset B, there are 6 distinct data items, therefore the cardinality is 6. Now, why is cardinality so important? It gives us useful information in commercial applications by answering questions such as an ad was exposed to how many different website visitors? How many different users have logged into a server? Cardinality helps in database query planning well in advance. In a streaming data scenario, another important question is, do we need an accurate count? No, an estimate would suffice. The Hyperloglog is a probabilistic data structure that estimates the cardinality. The main motivation behind our work is to combine 3 diverse fields: data sketch algorithms, specialized hardware solutions, and in-network data processing. The main aim is to accelerate the Hyperloglog sketch using the spatial parallelism offered by the programmable logic. We aim to build a lightweight Hyperloglog accelerator that meets the throughput requirement for the networking applications. Our contributions are: we propose data flow architectures of Hyperloglog sketch, a single pipelined architecture with 2 times throughput improvement over single threaded CPU implementation, a multi-pipelined parallel architecture with 1.8 times throughput improvement over multi-threaded CPU implementation. Finally, as an application, we show Hyperloglog implementation on an FPGA-based NIC supporting a 100G TCP/IP network. Let us try to understand the intuition behind the Hyperloglog. The first step in Hyperloglog is to hash the incoming data. Assume that the hash function randomly draws the binary representation of a number from the range 0 to 15 as listed in table. Note that 4-bit hash values are uniformly distributed. That is, every hash value occurs with same probability. We observe the following. The probability that the hash has at least one leading 0 is 50% because there are 8 hash values with at least one leading 0 out of 16. Similarly, the probability of hash having at least 2 leading zeros is 25%. The probability of the hash containing at least 3 leading zeros is 12.5%. And the probability of the hash containing 4 leading zeros is 6.25%. Statistically speaking, around 8 elements hashing to different values are needed before encountering a hash starting with 3 leading zeros. Generalizing, we need to see around 2 to the power of t elements to observe a hash containing t leading zeros. Conversely, if a maximum of t leading zeros has been seen, then one has probably processed 2 to the power of t different elements, that is, the cardinality. This is the main intuition behind the hyperloglog. The hyperloglog algorithm was first presented by Philippe Flageolet in 2007. The algorithm consists of 4 phases. 1. The hashing phase. Every data item from the data stream is hashed using a hash function that produces a 32-bit hash value. Hashing helps to randomize the incoming data. 2. The initialization phase. Depending on the chosen value of precision parameter p between 4 to 16, a constant m with m equal to 2 to the power of p is calculated. Here m is the number of bucket counters. An array of bucket counters ranging from 0 to m-1 is initialized to all 0. 3. Aggregation phase. This step involves 3 main tasks. First, leading zero detection of the hash values. Second, extracting the index of the bucket counters from the hashed value. And third, storing the maximum rank into corresponding bucket counter pointed by the index. The rank is defined as leading zero count plus 1. 4. Computation phase. Once all the data is streamed through above 3 phases, a raw estimate of the cardinality is obtained by taking the harmonic mean of the bucket counters holding the ranks. Based on raw estimate range, that is small, intermediate, and large range, a bias is used for correction so that the estimated cardinality is near accurate. The hyperloglog is dimensioned for maximal cardinalities in the range 0 to 1 billion for practical values of p between the range 4 to 16. Suppose if we observe a large number of leading zeros in a hash value very early, it results in large variance of the estimated cardinality. The estimation variance and hence expected estimation error is reduced by stochastic averaging. Consider an 8-bit hash value shown on the slide. Here the precision parameter p equal to 3 bits and therefore m, that is the number of bucket counters, is 8. The first 3 bits act as a bucket number or bucket index and the rest of the hash bits are subjected to the leading zero detection. In this example, the leading zero count is 2. Therefore, the rank is 2 plus 1 equal to 3, stored in the array of bucket counters with index 6. The same process is used for all the data items incoming from a data stream. Once all the data items are streamed, the raw estimate of the cardinality is obtained by taking harmonic mean of the ranks. This process is called stochastic averaging. The main advantage of hyperloglog is its sublinear space complexity. However, this comes at the cost of the standard error. Ideally, we would need only 1.5 kilobytes of memory to estimate the cardinality of 1 billion at the standard error of 2%. On a streaming data with epsilon delta model, the space complexity is given by big O of 1 over epsilon square log n plus log n, and the standard error is about 1.04 over square root of m. Here, epsilon denotes confidence parameter, delta is the approximation parameter, n represents number of streaming elements, and m is the total number of buckets. The hyperloglog is used by top internet giants such as Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Google uses hyperloglog in their data analysis systems such as Dremel and PowerDrill to estimate the cardinality of very large data sets every day. For example, to determine the number of distinct search queries on google.com over a time period. Redis provides a built-in API to access hyperloglog. Redis is an in-memory data structure project implementing a distributed key value database with optional durability. The key idea behind hyperloglog could be compared and well understood with other data sketch algorithms. Data sketching by Graham Cormode is an excellent starter to learn about data sketches. All the relevant links are provided on the slide. Before implementing the hyperloglog on CPU, we configured the following parameters. We chose Murmur3 hash function as it guarantees uniform distribution of hash values and is relatively less prone to hash collisions than the XOR-based ones. Our objective is to estimate the cardinality of 1 billion with standard error less than 2%. We made 4 different implementations with combination of precision parameters 14 and 16 against the hash sizes of 32 and 64-bit. We implemented the hyperloglog using C++ on a CPU with 16 cores and 32 hyperthreads. We used Intel Xeon E5-2630, a server-class CPU with each core clocked at 2.4 GHz. A best optimized implementation of hyperloglog is established by exploiting data-level parallelism using Intel's AVX2 technology using SIMD vector instructions. To establish thread-level parallelism, we used thread library in C++. We profiled hyperloglog in the combination of precision parameters with p equal to 14 and 16, and the hash sizes of 32 and 64-bit. The profiling is done to obtain the standard errors against different cardinalities. We used synthetic data sets that are generated by randomly sampling in the range 0 to 2 to the power of 32 minus 1. The corresponding graphs with standard error in percentage on y-axis and cardinalities on x-axis are depicted on the slide. The left-hand side graph shows the standard error rates with precision p equal to 14. With hash size of 32-bit, the error bars for different cardinalities are plotted in blue. Similarly, for 64-bit hash size, the error bars are plotted in red. Clearly, the hyperloglog with 32-bit hash estimates the cardinality within reasonable error bounds for cardinalities up to 100 million. For data sets with larger cardinalities, the standard error quickly grows beyond 30%, which is often not acceptable. According to the algorithm, as a part of small range correction, hyperloglog reverts to linear counting for cardinalities below a threshold of 2.5 times bucket counters. The transition between the estimation schemes occurs at about 40K cardinality. The location is defined by a bump observed with a maximum estimation error of 5%. To sustain the cardinality estimation beyond 100 million, we increased the hash size from 32 to 64-bit. This results in a significant reduction of the standard error. To reduce the standard error further, we increased the precision p from 14 to 16. The resulting graph is depicted on the right-hand side. A 32-bit hash achieves a standard error less than 2% for all datasets of a cardinality below 100 million. However, the standard errors surge quickly above 35% beyond this point. In the case of the 64-bit hash, the standard error remains close to 1% for the whole cardinality range. The useful property of the hyperloglog algorithm is that the memory requirement does not grow linearly with hash size. The table in this slide shows the memory footprint of the hyperloglog that we profiled. For increase in the hash size from 32 to 64-bit results in increase in register size of each counter by 1 bit, and total memory increase is about 20% only. Therefore, to provide best results, we chose 64-bit Murmur3 hash with precision parameter p equal to 16 for the FPGA implementation. The figure depicts a single pipeline data flow engine for the hyperloglog sketch on the FPGA. The annotations in the figure identify the corresponding variables of the algorithm. The pipeline structure encompassed in blue dashes in the figure forms the aggregation phase of the hyperloglog algorithm. It also includes the hashing phase. The pipeline processes the incoming data received from an AXI4 stream interface tracking the maximum ranks of the substream in on-chip VRAM. Once all the data items have been processed, the buckets module starts forwarding the counter values. This marks the handover to the computation phase of the hyperloglog algorithm. The hyperloglog aggregation and hashing phase, encapsulated in blue line, can be trivially parallelized into k-independent identical pipelines. This allows to scale the input bandwidth of the computation perfectly to k times 32-bit words per cycle at the cost of additional FPGA resources. The parallel processing is facilitated in between two enabling modules, data partition and merge buckets. In the data partition module, the wide k times 32-bit input data is sliced into k words, feeding k parallel pipelines per cycle. Slicing the multi-word input only implies wiring for actual data and minimal handshaking with the pipeline inputs. Inputs are processed where they arrive, with no active reassignment to particular pipelines. In the merge buckets module, after aggregation, the partial sketches of each pipeline are merged by taking the maximum rank across corresponding buckets. The partial sketches are streamed in parallel and folded bucket by bucket. The mapping of the proposed data flow architecture onto the FPGA resources is depicted in the figure. The Murmur-3 hash calculation and the final math computation of the hyperloglog algorithm exploit the DSP slices. The bucket containing counters are mapped onto DRAM blocks. By this way, we implemented the hyperloglog algorithm using efficient FPGA primitives. Experiments. We implemented our hyperloglog design on Xilinx Vertex UltraScale Plus FPGA. The hyperloglog design is coupled with a Xilinx XDMA bridge IP, a subsystem for PCIe 3.0 containing 16 parallel lanes that serves as a PCIe endpoint for external communication. Vivado HLS 2019.1 was used to synthesize the design with a target frequency of 322 MHz with initialization interval equal to 1. The PCIe endpoint inside the FPGA exposes a 250 MHz user's clock and offers a maximum throughput of 12.4 GB per second. The data transfer is handled by an AXI4 stream interface. An AXI4 Lite interface handles initialization, control, and monitoring commands coming from the CPU. The DMA engine driver takes care of allocating CPU main memory buffers and granting free access to the memory buffers. Results. We discuss our results with throughput as our main performance metric. The figure depicts throughput versus number of pipelines. The y-axis represents throughput in gigabyte per second and x-axis represents number of pipelines. The throughput scales linearly with increase in number of pipelines. Each pipeline consumes 4 bytes of data per cycle, and therefore, for 10 pipelines, we reach a throughput of 12.8 GB per second, thereby saturating the PCIe bandwidth. However, the maximum bandwidth offered by the PCIe is 12.4 GB per second. At this point, the design is IO bound or PCIe bound. For further increase in pipelines, that is more than 10 pipelines, does not boost the hyperloglog accelerator throughput. We compare the performance of our best optimized software implementation versus FPGA-based accelerator. The graph shown in this slide is similar to the previous one, except that its x-axis represents the number of CPU threads. Clearly, an increase in number of threads helps the CPU-based hyperloglog to boost its throughput. The hyperloglog with 32-bit Murmur-3 hash function performs quite well and is almost equaling its performance with 10-pipeline FPGA-based implementation. However, it can support only 100 million cardinality with standard error less than 2%. Further increase in threads plummets the hyperloglog performance. The hyperloglog with 64-bit hash function performs not as much as its 32-bit hash function counterpart. The best performance could be seen when it is implemented with 32 threads. However, the 10-pipeline FPGA-based implementation achieves an improvement of 1.8 times over 32-threaded CPU implementation. Further increase in CPU threads results in poor performance of the CPU-based hyperloglog. The table shown in this slide lists the throughput improvement of FPGA-based hyperloglog over the CPU implementation. We infer the following from our results. The hash size has a direct influence on the hyperloglog performance. On the one hand, a bigger hash size staggers the CPU performance. The hash function is strictly compute bound even after exploiting the data level parallelism using AVX2 technology. On the other hand, a bigger hash size can be unrolled in space to a pipeline, thereby effectively enhancing the performance, but this comes at the cost of FPGA resources. Together with parallel pipelines, the FPGA-based hyperloglog achieves a significant speedup over CPU. The FPGA exploits data flow architecture collecting the needed rank statistics just as the data is streamed. It should be noted that the 10 pipelined Hyperlog log is bounded by the I/O bandwidth, but not bounded by the computation itself. Therefore, if the FPGA has more I/O bandwidth, adding more pipelines can improve the FPGA-based Hyperlog log performance. The bar chart depicts the FPGA resource consumption of the Hyperlog log. The y-axis shows the resource consumption in percentage, and x-axis represents the number of pipelines. Clearly, the resource utilization scales linearly with the number of pipelines. It is the investment of these resources that pay for the gained throughput. The lookup tables and the flip-flop utilization remain under 2%, thus exhibiting its lightweight property in terms of logic resource consumption. Since each pipeline has a dedicated bucket counter memory, an increase in number of pipelines is reflected in VRAM utilization. The maximum usage of this critical resource for 10 pipeline implementation remains under 6%. The DSP blocks are mostly consumed by the hash computation. Slightly more than 10% are consumed by 10 pipelines using a 64-bit hash implementation. On the given device, this resource type would eventually limit further scaling. To demonstrate an application, we deployed our Hyperlog log accelerator on an FPGA-based 100 gigabit per second network interface card. The implementation consists of two hosts, A and B, that are attached to network via dedicated PCIe attached NICs. Host A uses commercial NIC Mellanox Connect X5 across PCIe interface. Host B uses an FPGA-based NIC, which includes a TCP/IP network stack using the UltraScale Plus 100G Ethernet subsystem for a 100 gigabit per second network. This network stack and the integrated Hyperlog log implementation are managed by a controller module. Results. For 1 and 2 parallel pipelines, the integrated Hyperlog log processing induces a significant back pressure on the network stack, which starts dropping the packets. The resulting packet retransmission cycles push the observable throughput way below 1 gigabit per second. Scaling to more parallel pipelines allows the flow control to work effectively and enables a steady growth of the sustainable throughput. Indeed, 4 pipelines would be sufficient to saturate 10 and 25 gigabit per second networks, and 8 pipelines would be able to handle 40 gigabit per second network stream safely. In order to accommodate a 100 gigabit per second network without inducing any back pressure on it, 16 pipelines are needed. The increase in number of pipelines from 10 sustaining a 12.4 gigabyte per second PCIe throughput to 16 sustaining a 9.35 gigabyte per second network throughput comes as a result of supporting network's bursty behavior. As the Hyperlog log throughput can be scaled by adding more pipelines and by increasing clock rates, this solution will continue to benefit from the technological improvements of future devices. Currently, Hyperlog log on a NIC can achieve a 35% higher processing rate than the 16 CPU cores for the same statistical guarantees. This gives an idea of the potential of our Hyperlog log design in improving computational efficiency in cloud settings. We have also successfully integrated the proposed Hyperlog log accelerator in a 100G RDMA environment. For more details, please refer to the Strom paper shown on the slide. To conclude this presentation, let me summarize. We proposed a non-intrusive, on-the-fly, lightweight Hyperlog log sketch accelerator on FPGA. The Hyperlog log accelerator outperforms modern multi-core CPU. The design exploits FPGA parallelism effectively, scaling the throughput linearly until I/O bandwidth is saturated. Bigger hash size helps to reduce the standard error but staggers the CPU performance. Although bigger hash function on FPGA results in intense FPGA resource consumption, it enhances the performance. Our FPGA-based solutions show a promising step to leverage essential operations such as Hyperlog log to FPGA-based accelerators. Our proposed implementations are suitable for near memory computing, in-network processing, and is effective in cloud settings. Thank you for watching the presentation. We would like to acknowledge Xilinx for their generous equipment donation. Our FPGA-based Hyperlog accelerator is available as open source HLS implementation on GitHub under 3-clause BSD license. The GitHub link is shown in the slide. Thank you.